All right, now take a look here before we do our stuffed acorn squash. Look at that wonderful, delicious cranberry sauce just cooking up. This is going to be beautiful. It starts off as nice big cranberries, and it ends up as a wonderful sauce, and that habanero pepper makes it sneaky and special. Now, we're going to stuff an acorn squash. This is what an acorn squash looks like. I have some other types of squash over here. You can stuff other varieties, but I'm going to do an acorn squash. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a long, slim red cayenne pepper and cut off its itty-bitty head and throw that in the food processor. We are also going to take a 1/4 cup of cashews. Yes, I love cashews. And we're going to give that a nice chop, chop, chop. Now, I got something delicious here. I got some fresh, wonderful dates. Now, dates come with pits in them, so you got to make sure, unless you bought pitted dates, that you go in here and you carefully pit the dates, because you may eat date nut bread, but you don't want to eat the nut that comes out of the date. No siree, Bob. Now, we're going to take 4 of them. We're going to throw them in our food processor and chop them up. All right. They're California ones. It gave me an earthquake. Now, I got a 1/4 cup of, what is this, John?
White raisins.
Golden raisins. Yes, sirree. I had to keep my cameraman from eating them up before the show. We're going to put a 1/4 cup of them in there and chop them up. Now, get rid of these nuts. And what are we going to do? We're going to put something sweet and delicious. We're going to use some honey and some molasses. Yes, golden molasses. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick. I've shown you this before. You've heard thick and slow as molasses. If you want to get it out of the cup, you take a little bit of oil, and all I'm doing is coating the inside of the measuring cup with oil. You pour off the extra. We want 1/8 of a cup of honey. And we want, now look how slow this molasses moves. 1/4 of a cup of golden molasses. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this off here, and I'm going to show you how smooth and easy that pours out. Now, check this out. Tilt that over, and you'd think there's honey left inside. Look at that. And the molasses, it's even easier to see. Whoop. And it's all going in there. You don't have to scrape. You don't have to struggle. Now, we're going to put this in here, and we're going to chop this up. Now, you want to get that all blended in real well, and I've got 4 tablespoons of butter that I've allowed to soften. We're going to add that in, because we want a little bit of butter in there, and we're going to let this blend up. Now, you got to be really careful with this, because these acorn squashes are tough. You're going to take a very big sharp knife, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the top and the bottom and not your fingers. So be real careful and very, very gently get that knife through there. Oh boy! Boy, is that tough. So we cut off one end. I missed. And then we're going to come back here and we're going to cut off the other end. See if I can do that again. All right. Now, you're going to cut this in half in the middle here. So we'll get that knife and watch your fingers. Inside of our wonderful acorn squash, there are seeds. It's just like inside of a pumpkin. So all you want to do is scoop these babies out. And you don't need these stems, no seeds. What you don't need. Now, we're going to get these nice and cleaned out. The mix, the center, the stuffing I'm making is enough to prepare 2 delicious acorn squashes. So I'm going to blend that, and I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to cut another one, and watch how I do it. You keep them fingers out of harm's way. Now, you want your oven 350 degrees, and you got to start these babies early because they take about an hour. So we'll cut this last one in half. This stuff is fabulous. I don't know if you like squash. I love squash. Oh boy, right? I turn my back on you. I've done that before. I know I can trust my audience now. We'll get this last one cleaned out. You want to take an aluminum pan and you got that nice melted butter and you're going to want to butter up that pan. Now some people take and do this with pumpkin seeds, roast them and eat them. I don't bother. I throw them out in my compost heap and the birds love me for it. Now, check this out here. This is outrageous. It is wonderful. It is a fantasy treat. It is delicious. All we're going to do is stuff the center of these. And I'm just going to stuff one. You take your melted butter and you brush around the edge of this wonderful acorn squash, and you can do it with other different types of squash. You're going to put this in an aluminum pan that you have buttered, and we're going to take and stick this in our nice 350 degrees oven. When you come back, we're going to cook with fire. All right. All right, here I am. I'm stuffing my wonderful acorn squash, and you want to get all of that nice. Look at that. This stuff is sticky, delicious. It is fantastic. It is virtually candy. Yes, Thanksgiving is a celebration. It's a celebration of the wonder that we live with, the fantastic luck that we have to be Americans, to live in the greatest country in the universe. That's right, not just the world, but the universe. To have so much to be thankful for, it's just phenomenal. So you got to have something delicious, and you got to celebrate because you got something to be thankful for. Now, there's something else that you got a chance on. Boy, I got so much good vapors here, my voice is going away. All right, into the magic oven they go. 1 hour later, and out they come. Yes, the oven moved and time shifted. Take a look at these beauties. They are wonderful and delicious. It's absolutely fantastic. The way you tell that they're done is you take a little poker, and when it can go through, you got it. Now let's take one quick look at everything else. We got our wonderful stuffing and our fabulous cranberry sauce. You want these recipes? Check out this information. Now take a look here real quick. The habanero pieces are solid. You can pull them out, leave them as a decoration, or process them in the food processor and add them to it. Now remember, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be thankful you're here, and come back next week and we'll cook with fire. All right.